Good afternoon to everybody. I am very glad to see you, all of you again, especially that we had such a rainy day here in the Overberg. And it's so nice and cold. So I hope you guys are warm with a cup of coffee, sitting and listening our sessions today. Um, I, me and Ami, and I think Louis agree, we saw some amazing slides when we went through your activities that you handed in for activity 2. So that was truly awesome. The creativity is amazing. So if you haven't done it yet, don't be afraid. Please go and do it. If you start playing, it's a lot of fun. You'll truly enjoy it. If you have any questions, let us know about activity 2 and we'll help you. So quick before we start, is there any questions that you would like to ask about activity 1, about activity 2? Anything now? Quickly, you can put it in the chat if there's anything you feel you would like to ask us.
Adna dink niemand sê ietsie nie. Hulle kan dalk hand opsteek en dan kan ons hulle mics unmute as hulle bietjie later dit wil doen, maar op die stadium dink ek ons is reg.
Okay, that's perfect. So what we're going to do is, Ami, if you can please put the link for the Google Form survey for me into the chat quickly. What we're going to do is we've just made a little survey for you that we'd like you to complete for us, just to see where you are, how do you feel, how have the course been for you. If you don't mind just doing that for us quickly. So if you look while you're giving your responses, you can see that on the feedback form, we are able to see what your responses are. So how did you feel when the course started? Oh, there's a few that said very excited. Oh, I was also quite scared when the course started for me last time. Right, we'll give this a few responses coming in still. The workload is easy to handle. Okay, that's good for us. Thank you very much. Activity 1 was easy, also good for us. Activity 2 was a bit difficult and stressful because it was something new. You've learned something new. I was able to follow the live sessions comfortably. Yes, for sure. Yes, it's permitting, definitely. I'm looking forward to collaborating with others. I'm glad you guys are also, most of you are saying yes. If you're uncertain, I promise you by the end of this, you will have made 4 new friends and you will collaborate more with the people at school because you are building confidence. So I hope you guys enjoy that. There's a few more questions. Oh, I'm glad most of you were excited. So what's nice about Google Forms is if you give your students a survey, you give your staff a survey or a quiz or something to fill in, you are able to see the responses here quite nicely as to who gave what. It's nicely put out in graph. As you can see, I can copy the information. I'm able to add it to maybe another PowerPoint show that I have or wherever I need to add it to. If I would like, I can go per question. I can feel or I can check what the answer was per question. I can check individual people, how they have answered the quiz. And then later on, I can also link this information to my to an Excel sheet, and I will be able to give this to my staff or give this to my principal as well. All right, I think let's go on. Everybody happy with that so far? I think the sign-in is very good for me. I think you guys are doing awesome. Okay. Now, what I'd like you to do is when I go to activity 2, I'd like to show you some of the activities that people handed in. So I spoke to 2 of the teachers, don't worry. I did ask them permission to be able to show you their activities. So I'd just like you to see quickly what the kind of creativity was that was on the site for us. So let me just open that up quickly. We're going to activity 2. Oh, sorry, passed already. Will I be able to see the people's work? Yeah, sorry. Let's go to grades. Okay. Okay. Miss Licky nicely gave us permission to be able to show you quickly her slide. Let me just open that up for you quickly. So she decided she's going to do a science one. And she did about the life cycle of the frog. And here we go. So you can see it's nice, a nice, interesting one. And when I play it for you, we'll go through the buttons and just give you an idea of what the creativity was that we saw in the from your slides. You must just bear with us. Everything is going very slow today. Luckily, we've got coffee. Coffee always helps. All right, so as you went through the rubric, you could see that there were basic things that you needed to have. So for her, she had beautiful pictures that followed a line. So here she had an index page. If we click on the purpose of frogs, there we had different frogs. And if I clicked on each one, it would have given me the sound. If I press back, I'm going to go to back to my beginning page. Then I can also go to my next slide. My next slide, I've got the life cycle. I'm not going to play the videos as our internet is a little bit slow today. But we've got there, she added some activities to a slide, and not just that it is a slide for the children to look and interact with. It's also something they were able to do in their books. And she had a crossword puzzle as well. So just that's just one that is a little nice and interesting. Let me show you another one quickly. Let me just go back. And let me see, Teacher Grace. Louis, I know I asked you permission to show yours, but Teacher Grace had such a beautiful one that I asked her if it was possible for me, Debbie, if I can use yours. And she said she's glad to do so. Sorry, Debbie, I don't know what your surname is. Tried to see on the email addresses, but it's not always possible. So she's also made one about wild animals. I know we had different ones, like Louis made a more formal one, a more teaching one, as he is in a teaching position, a presenter position, where we are more into kids, you know, foundation phase. So let's see this one quick. All your themes were so beautiful. And I hope the people that didn't do activity 2 yet, you are now seeing all these beautiful things and can't wait to go and do your own one. There's still time. And if you would like to resubmit your slide that you already did, if you want better marks, we gave you some tips on what you can improve on. If you'd like to resubmit, go for it. We'll be very glad if you learn some extra. So wild animals, are you ready for our safari adventure? So here's her index page. She's got the Meet the Big Five. So if I click on elephants, it told us all about elephants. What I like about her slide is she's put in little buttons that says I needed to click. So I click. If I click on this one, it takes me to a website where I'm able to see. So instead of putting the website page, she's put in the link of YouTube. Right? So I won't open that one if that's okay. Our internet's going to block us a lot. So then I can go to all the different slides. She's got, where we know, here we go to leopards. If I click on each of her little click marks, I either get something, there's another video, there's her, I press back, and I go back to my index page. Which one did we not do yet? Ooh, the buffalo was an interesting one. So what she did also with the buffalo, each slide is a different layout. Just see if it wants us to go there. Come, little buffalo. I think my internet is a bit slow today. Let me go through all the sides. I promise you her button does work. Just doesn't want to take me there today. So there we had the lion, the leopards, rhinos. There's the buffalo one that I wanted to show you. So it gives me all the ideas about the buffalo. And if I click on click, it takes me to the website again. Click home, and it takes me back to the index. So these were some of the beautiful activity 2 shows that came out of your creative brains. So I don't know if there's any other questions. I know there was one of the teachers that couldn't log into Google Slides. I think we did give her some info yesterday night. I'm not sure if she is logged in already, but we will see if we can get her into it if she's still struggling a bit. Okay. Now, we're doing the collaborations. Now, as we saw in the Google form, some of you were quite uncertain about collaborating. So collaboration can be difficult. There might be too many ideas. There might not be a unified platform. We can't agree on where we're going to work on. Different people, different timelines. I'm able to do this, but she's not able to meet me that time to be able to work on something. You don't have the same goals. I want to have a 50% pass rate. My colleague that's with me in the group wants 100% and nothing less. So that might be a little bit of a complication in the groups. Then you have to trust strangers. And that is quite difficult for most of us, as I think teachers all come forth as extroverts and they talk and they're loud and they're everywhere, but actually we're quite shy people. Then computer illiterate. Literacy can be a problem. Lack of computers, lack of internet is also an issue. And of course, the prince of darkness, load shedding, is our biggest problem that we have at this stage. So if we go on, this is just our dates that we have. So for today, we're having our live session on collaboration. Then module 5 will be posted for you today. Thursday, we will have activity 3, your cloud-based collaboration. That will also be posted today. On Monday, we're starting with the assessment 1. Next week, it will be activity 4, the assessment. Monday, module 7. And then on the 8th, we have a live session and we conclude the course. So why do I want to use the cloud? So in the beginning, I say the beginning, but it's like a few years ago, everybody had a desktop computer. That was the way to go. You were in when you had one. Every computer lab in the school had one. Then we changed over to having laptops. Much easier for us. We're on the go. We're able to take our laptops wherever we go. Then it changed to, we got more creative, more resourceful. Everything is now able to be done on our phones. And we've got everything on our phone. The problem is everybody has a phone. Everybody does not have a laptop. Everybody does not have access to a computer. Data is quite expensive. So having a phone is not always the best for when you have to do projects or computer work. So we must understand that though everybody has a phone, everybody does not have a laptop or a computer. So now what happens if I put everything on the cloud, then it's possible for people to be able to get all that information. Doesn't matter if they have to borrow a laptop, if they work on the school's computer. So if you see here at the top of my screen, I've got the annotation toolbar. So it looks like this. So this is annotate.net. I told you the other day about how to get annotate.net. So let me show you just quickly. So if this is my slide, I go to extensions. I go to get add-ons. I've already installed it, but I'll show you quickly how to get it. This tool makes it so that you can write on your slides. So if I go to the store, annotate.net, I hope I spelled it correctly. No, I did not. It's supposed to be correct. It doesn't show on my one, but I think because I've already installed it, it shows me. Okay, let me take it away. I'll show you now. So when I go to extensions and I go to, no, I'm lying. Here we go at the top. At the top of your computer, it's not a Google Slides thing. It's a computer thing, sorry. At the top, it says extension. If I go there and I type in manage extensions or get extensions, then I'm able to download annotate.net, and there we go. So I apologize that I showed you the wrong place. So there we go. So if I've downloaded, it gives me this little toolbar that I'm able to use, and I'll show you when we do the next activity exactly how it works. So now I'm going to go on. So what happens in our schools? We have sorry, let me just move on to the next one quickly. Okay, so that's me. I am busy doing my assessment tasks. It's assessment time. I have to make my assessment task. Then after my test, I need to have it moderated. Then I need to have it printed. It has to be externally moderated, and it needs to go to the learners. So what happens now is I go, let me take red for him. I go, I have the task, I print it, I give it for moderation. That teacher checks it, I fix it, I print it, then I give it to external moderation. That person fixes it, gives it back to me. I have to print it, then it goes to the learner. So now can you see how much time? And imagine this takes a week, 2 weeks maybe. It takes quite a lot of time to be able to do this. So now what we do is I can now decide I'm going to make it easier. I'm now going to email this to everybody. So I go, I make it, I email it to her, I email it to that person. Now they go, she fixes it, she emails it back, he fixes it, emails it back. Now I've got 2 copies. Now I have to take those 2 copies, merge the 2 copies, then I'm able to print the copy and then give it to the learner. It's quite confusing, but do you agree with me? This is how it goes in our classes. You can just tell me in the chat, is that how it goes when you guys have to do your assessments and your moderations. It goes everywhere.
Arna het 'n thumbs up gekry en ek stem saam, dit gaan by ons ook so. So jy's definitief reg.
It's chaos, okay, in the classes. So what we do, let me delete this all. Okay? Let me clear it out. Let me start over. So now, what happens? I decide I'm rather going to put it on the cloud. So I put my activity on the cloud. She's able to fix it on the cloud. This person is able to see what she has fixed. He can fix it, whatever, and give recommendations. It comes back to me. I print it. I give it to the learners. Doesn't that look a little bit more efficient? This can be done in an afternoon, maybe 2 days. So if I use the cloud, it's easier for us to collaborate because both my moderator and my external moderator is able to work on the same document at the same time. So I don't have to merge documents. I've got one document already sorted out by the people that have to do it. And that makes it much more efficient. So what we, for example, in our school have done is we have a form that we have to fill in every term. So all my teachers need to fill in an individual form. Then I have to compile those individual forms into one form. And that one form then needs to go to the office and so forth. But it takes me such a long time to open all those documents up for each teacher. Then I have to go back and forth, fill in this form, have the percentage here, how many children got so many, how many children got that. It takes quite a long time. So what we've done is we've now put our document on the drive. Everybody is able to fill in the summary page as well as their own because they already have the information. So all ISDH have to do is I go to this final document and I moderate that final document and I email it to the principal and everybody's done. So everybody can fill that in at home. I just have the one document and I check it. So that works much easier for us. We've also created a Google Classroom for our foundation phase where everything is on our Google Drive because what happens now? I did all the home language assessments. My colleague did all the math assessment. Now suddenly her computer falls. All the assessments are gone. What now? Now we have to redo all the assessments for the next year. So when everything is on the cloud, no flash drives, doesn't matter if you backed up, doesn't matter if your dog ate the flash drive, doesn't matter if one of your children in the class dropped your laptop by accident, everything is sorted. So now how can we overcome these challenges that we have in our schools and with collaborating with other teachers? We can allocate responsibilities to each. Be bold, try different platforms. I promise you when I said to our team, listen, we're going to do all our communication on Google Classroom, I got a few big stares and I promise you most of them are on this course now and on the chat. They will tell you it was a bit nerve-wracking and they thought I was doing something out of this world. And I promise you, we've been using it now since January and we've just never looked back. It's just worked wonders for us. So it builds your character if you collaborate with others. Remember to vote democratically, especially when you do your slides now. Be aware of what needs to be done. Everybody needs to have the same goals. Trust each other. Remember, all of you are still busy learning. So there is no professionals in your group. There's no pros. They are all here on the same level as you, the same people learning the same things. Trust each other. And then Google. YouTube is a wonderful place. I promise you, I will put up some extra stuff for you as well. Excuse me. I will put some extra stuff on the group for you as well. If Louis got extra stuff, he will post it. Ami's got stuff, she'll post it for you. Then remember that when you build your house, you will need to go and recheck your blueprints regularly. And it's fine if you need to go watch the videos bit by bit and to recheck everything. And then due to load shedding, we all need to be very creative. So please, when you collaborate, I understand that there will be load shedding in different times. Your phones, for those that don't know or not sure about it, is allowed to be used as a hotspot. So when you go to where you put on your Wi-Fi, you will see a button that says use as hotspot. And then you can use your data to also help you to be able to collaborate. Now, activity 3. Let me just clean this out. Oh, and it's so nice using this tool because there's my board is clean and I can go on. So activity 3, what do you need to do? So first, you're going to find your group in the participation list. Now the participation list will be posted right after this session for you. Then you're going to make contact via email. So we've put in everybody's emails. Sorry. If you see your name on the list and your email is wrong, or there's something wrong, you've got another email, please let us know immediately so we can contact the people in your group and just give you more information. Then schedule a virtual meeting and you will need to create minutes. So an agenda will help you. So what we do is you can either go MS Teams meeting, you can go a WhatsApp group chat, group call, you can either go Microsoft Meet, however you would like to meet each other, go forth, do so, but get a platform that you would like to use that works for all of you. Step 4, in the meeting, you're going to introduce yourself and you're going to decide what type of document you want to work on as your collaborative document. So you can either do to introduce your team and everybody does some slides about themselves. If you want to do a theme and you want to do about animals or something like that, you're more than welcome to do so. Just remember to have each person needs to say what they did in the steps. Then step 5, one person should create the document and ensure everybody has the necessary access. I'm going to show you now if I open Google Slides, how am I able to share with my group members. Then complete your part of the document. And then once everybody has added their bit or on the due date, make a copy of the document for yourself because you're working on Google Drive. So there will be, the document will be in your drive as well. So make a copy of it and then you submit it. Each person has to submit their own copy plus the minutes. You cannot hand one slide in for your group. Each person needs to please hand it in by themselves. Right. So now we come to the fun part. Oh, actually, Ami, thank you for putting up activity 3. That is on the classroom, I see already. Okay. So now the fun part starts. When we collaborate, there's so many sites that we can Google that gives us some tips, gives us resources that we are able to use. So some of these you might have heard about. Some of you have not yet heard about some of these. So the first one I want to show you quickly is a very nice site. I've used it before in some of my quizzes. So Cape Winelands has got a foundation phase page. And what is nice about this, that it gives us isiXhosa, there's Afrikaans, there's English, the page is already in English. So if I go here to grade R, I'm able to get some information. Let's go to maths, for example. And here I can see, let's say I want an Afrikaans part about shapes. Here is so many activities that I'm able to look at, plus there's a QR code, then I am able to use in my class. I can maybe link this to my Google Slide as well. If I go back here, I've got my library that I've got some stories. There's Afrikaans and English. Here I've even got my stories in different levels. It's the virtual library as well as in Xhosa. Then there is some additional language flip books for reading that you can also use. There's some teachers resources. Right, so the link, we'll post all of these links for you as well. So you can see that. Then if we go back to this one, Sparklebox. I think most of you know about Sparklebox. Twinkle. Twinkle is also a resource page that you can get worksheets, PowerPoints, posters, all those wonderful things. It's one that you have to pay for, but there is so many free resources that you're able to download. Now, this one, in a lot of people that I've spoken to does not know about Nalibali. So this is a very nice site that we always use for read aloud days, for story time, as it is a story website. It's got free reading stories, and it's also multilingual stories. So if I click there on the stories, let me just close this advertisement one. So yeah, I've got traditional stories, funny stories, stories about animals. Oh, I like stories about animals. Let me do that one first. So here you've got a nice story that you're able to read. There it is in all the different languages. It's a whole guide for you on how to do the stories. So Nalibali is a very, very nice story. It's also e-stories. So you are also able to listen to the stories as well. Then another site, Teachers Pay Teachers. That one most of you also already know. Quizzes. So this is a site that you are able to use to make a quiz for your class. And remember, I can link all of this to my class Google slide that I want to show for my class. Right, I'm not signed into this yet, so I apologize. It's going to sign in, but when you get there, you'll see you can have type in your own questions. You can type in multiple choice. It can give you a mark, and you can give this to your kids on a WhatsApp, and your kids can do it at home as well. Okay, let's see if it will let me go in quickly. I love the fact that you can go in with Google, because I cannot remember half of the passwords 90% of the time. See if it's going to take us in now. If it doesn't want to, that's okay. Then you're more than welcome to go and play. We'll put the link up for you as well. Then you can go and explore, because you'll have to go and explore. There's too many for us to show you at all. It's a whole Pandora's box out there. Okay, so here you can decide which quizzes you would like to do, what the themes are going to be. They give you some templates that you are able to use, and you can go and create your own. It makes a code, and you can then give that code to your class to also do. So look at those. There's a spelling quiz, there's verbs, adjectives, nouns. There's a social studies quiz. Okay, so quizzes, very nice site. You are going to use this site when you do your assessment one. I think it's activity 4. You're going to use this in activity 4. Right. Then we've got Kahoot. It's almost the same as quizzes. It also makes you be able to do quizzes. Toy Theatre. I'd also like to show you. Most of you didn't know about, or the people I spoke to didn't know about Toy Theatre. So this is educational games for children. So if I go to the fraction strip, for example, unfortunately, most of these sites are English. Then I'm able to build my fraction wall. And there we go. And then the kids can delete it and start new. So I can choose what level I would like. I've got clocks. I've got 3-dimensional shapes. I've got multiplication charts. I've got picture games. So many. There's even a story one, puzzles, There's a class playground that you can also have printable worksheets and things that you can also print resources. So that's a very nice one. Then we've got classroom screen. Now, I'm not sure how many of you have actually used classroom screen. The basic one is you can use part of it for free. Otherwise, you need to subscribe to it and pay a fee for it. But I've used the basic one in my class and it's very nice. The only thing is it doesn't save. So once you've started a new one, then you cannot save. So it looks basically like this. I can change the background if I wish. I can choose, let's say I'm going to take this cute little llama. There's I can add a poll to it if I'd like to. I can have a random name picker. I can have my sound level. If my class is noisy or whatever are there, I can see if my class is noisy, if they're quiet. Then I'm going to leave that up. I can add a traffic light to it to say to my children, you have to now be quiet. Now it's not group work. Well, guys, it's group work now. You can go. I can also add a timer to say that you have 10 minutes. The quiz is starting. Go. Or the group work is now starting. Remember, your noise level is not allowed to go into the red. Go in green now, so you're allowed to talk, and that's going to run. I can put a clock. There's a few more things that I'm able to add to my classroom screen. So this is quite a nice one. But as soon as you go out of the site, then it doesn't save. You have to start over every time. But this is quite a nice screen, and because it's got nice pictures on it, you can add nicer things to it. There's the calendar. Oh, I can even do dice. So I can throw the dice. Say, what's the number? 5. Try it again. And again. I thought this thing was rigged. So this is quite a nice classroom resource to also use. Okay, then I've got Class Dojo. Now, I've heard many people say that Class Dojo is difficult to use because of the fact that we have to register our parents' email on it, and you can give marks to your parents and the email go to them. Most of my class parents don't have email. So, but I use Class Dojo regularly because I use the tools. So let me just go to a class. Let me just take the demo class. Sorry, let me go to, okay, this is my class, for example. So at the bottom, I go to tools. So when I press on tools, there I've also got a timer. I got random groups. I can even put in my names. It makes a group. I've got a noise meter that I'm able to tell my kids, you're being noisy. Don't be noisy, be quiet. I can have give directions, my instructions to my kids. Then I can have the weather for today. What I use the most, because I love playing music in my class when the kids are busy working, especially in art. I'm a firm believer on background music because it keeps your noise down because the kids listen to the music. So I press the focus and it plays a little radio. Right, so you can hear it's nice, calm, soothing music, and it really calms the children down. So that's what I use Class Dojo for, but it is such a good resource. If you've got the ability, if your parents have got the ability, because each class chooses a little monster avatar. I can give this little girl, Beyonce, I can give her a mark. She's been helping others, so she gets an extra point. Now she's got a good reward point. Jennifer, she was a good team player today. She worked well in the team, so I'm going to give her marks. So the idea about this is that it emails the parents and it gives them to say, oh, Jennifer got good points today. She's beautiful. Oh, sorry, Louis, that you can't hear the music. I think I didn't share the computer sound, but go and listen to it. It's actually very beautiful music. You can't download it. I've tried, but it's beautiful music. Okay, so that is Class Dojo. So what we'd like you to do is in our next slide, we tried to scan the QR code, but Ami, I think you said you can't see the picture, can't see the question. But if you type in slido.com on your Google search bar, it will take you to a site and it will ask you for a code. So please, can you go to slido.com, type in that code for me, and it's going to ask you which tools or websites do you know of. We've been through a few now, like Twinkle and Sparklebox and so on. Which ones do you know that is extra that we can incorporate maybe in our site, or we can copy and go and play with? So see quickly if you can go into slido.com and then type in the code 8861252. We'll give you a minute or two just to check quickly. Please let me know if you cannot get into it, then we'll change it. So we just go into the chat. But let's see if Slido works. I've used this with my kids in class before. When they had different Kindles in front of them, and it worked quite well. So just let me know if you cannot get into it. You can use your phone to do the QR code. When I've scanned the QR code, Louis, it didn't give me the question. It only asked me to ask a question. So I'm not sure exactly, maybe it just copied wrong from there on. One, 2, 5, 2. Okay, I've put the code now in the chat for you as well. Because I want to see quickly if I can open this for us.
Marna, I went in with both my phone and the computer and I get 0 questions both times.
Okay. Let me just see. These things are finicky. Sometimes they work perfectly and other times there's just nothing. I don't know. I've got very 0 there. Because my question is there. Don't know if you can see it. All right. Let's not waste time. In the chat.
If you click on that create poll.
Then I said word cloud. Then
you created a new one. Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to troubleshoot this for a moment. And that's fine. But then if you click on present, bottom right.
But what makes this site nice is it makes a word cloud. So whenever somebody gives feedback on what we can use, all the words are on your screen and everybody can see it. So this is what's nice about this, because you can use it in your class to do a quick live poll as well. And it's able to, the kids can be interactive. If they've got their phones, which unfortunately grade 1 and 2s, most of them don't have phones. But from our bigger grades, they will be able to use their phones and they will be able to answer a quick question for you in the morning. Maybe you can give, how are you feeling today? Give me a smiley face, give me a sad face. How are you feeling? Okay. So there's the Q&As. But I don't know how, let's say show results. No. So I've got questions, but I've got no answers. Okay, we'll sort it out later. Can you put in for me in the chat, if you're using other sites that, that we have not mentioned yet, Teachers Pay Teachers or whoever you use that are extra, can you please put that up for me? So we're able to share and see what other sites are out there that we might be missing. Nothing yet in the chat? Did I mention everything? That can't be.
Maar nou miskien kan die mense, ekskuus, bietjie later dalk op die Google Classroom, as hulle van iets onthou of met iets werk, dit daar gaan tik vir ons.
Oh, definitely, definitely. If you see anything, I'm going to put these links for these websites up as well, that you guys can go and see that. Look, we're always eager to share. So if there's anything that you have that we don't have, share. That's why I say I can't be the only person who sits till 10 o'clock at night on Pinterest, Googling everything. So let's see. Okay, can I go on? I don't see anything in the chat yet. Okay. Now, remember that when we share, that when you copy info from a website, that you have to please remember that you have to show that you got it from that website. You have to acknowledge that it comes from that website or that it came from that specific person that you copied it from. In most of the pictures, there's called metadata. So it saves the information to who created it and all those kind of things. Please don't turn that off when you copy. Leave the data on your picture. It just gives them to say that we copied it from a specific website. Now, remember that when you share your work as well, and that when you use your Google Slides, that it is your own work, and also claim authorship. Write your name on what you've created. You've worked hard on it. You are a master, you are a painter. It's a masterpiece. Put your name on it. Then files are transferred to the WCD info. So whatever you've loaded and you've made for us will be there. And then you can contact us if there are any information that you might need or you are not sure about something. Okay, any questions so far? Everybody happy with it? So with everything so far? Right. I just want to see quickly where is our minutes. Sorry, I didn't get time to download it yet. Okay, here we go. Right. So what we're going to do is when you and your group have collaborated and you have now made your slideshow, you have to remember that you have to have minutes that needs to go with your show. So here's a copy of the meeting minutes. We'll put this copy up onto the group as well. So for example, you're going to say who is going to be the person that does the minutes. Can you see this one? Doesn't look if this one is on your screens. Sorry, let me just get this one on for us quickly. Right, so let me just put this up. I'm sorry, it's coming, it's coming. There we go. Okay, you should be able to see it now. Okay, so you'll see the minutes. There. So it says that who's taking the minutes, the time and the venue. They used 9 o'clock, they did it through Zoom. Who is not there? Frookie did not show up for the meeting. Everybody's invited, given the time. Then the agenda, this is an example. So this is what they will all do for who will take the managing decisions, who will take the actions, who will load it, who's going to get the pictures, who's going to do all of that, then, and what theme you're going to have, discussion summary. For example, we're going to have make it wild animals. This person is going to do the index page and lions. This one is going to do that part, that part, that part. Who's going to be responsible for loading it? Who's going to be responsible for typing the minutes, and so forth. Okay, so we'll put this up for you as well. Then here where it says signature, I know it might be difficult to put an online signature in here, but if you've got your signature online, put it in. Otherwise, just type your name in to say that you were there and that you did the activity. Okay, so that is my minutes. When I go back to the classroom, let me just see, where is our classroom? Does not want to work with me today. Okay. Okay, there's our classroom. So when I go back to my classroom, and there I can go to activity 3. Is activity 3 already posted, no? Jet, let me go to classwork. There I've got week 3. Yeah, I can go with activity 3. So here I'm going to see my rubric, what needs to be done, the slideshow for 4 points for completion of the slideshow, minutes, another 3 points, slide quality, 2 points, and if it was handed in on time is another point. So remember that there will be due dates. Due dates are very important. You don't want to lose marks for handing it in late. And the register of who was part of the project will be in your minutes. What makes it a little bit easier if you can add your minutes to your slideshow at the end, then it's also easier that we will be able to get it for you and you'll be able to see it. I'm going to put the names up now for you as well. I just want to see if the classwork is there already. I'll load it for you a little bit later. Let me just see if I can open that also up for you. So you can see your names. I've just realized that load shedding has started. So let me do the groups. Show that for you quickly, as some people have now left because of load shedding. So here we've got our groups. So you'll see who is going to be in your group. Sure, but it's very small. I'll make it bigger for you now, so that you'll be able to see who is in your groups. There we go. We can see a little bit better now. So please, I want you, if you've got people in your group that have not maybe done activity 1, have not done activity 2, please encourage them and help them to maybe do activities quickly. So your group, when you hand in your things, your whole group has completed the whole course and you can celebrate as a team. You'll see group 5 will have 6 members, as that we've got 1 person extra that we want to incorporate as well. So that will be handed in for you on the classroom group. Then I want to show you just something quick, Ami. If you can just show, we're going to show them how we're going to share, how we are able to work on a site collectively. Let me just see, where is my, here we go.
Okay, ek is reg.
Okay, I'm just trying to open it up quickly. Okay, so Ami, I'm just going to show them how to share first, because you're already there, but then you can come in and you can work while it's open on my side. So we'll just wait for it to load.
Okay.
So I've now opened up a new slideshow. I'm going to type share, let everything just load. So Ami, if you can maybe take away your name and we'll put in your name now quickly. Okay, so I'm going to press share. So now I'm going to type in all the people's email addresses that are in my group, because I want to give them access to this document. So as soon as I've typed in all their things, I've invited them, the email addresses, I've invited them. They can say they accept. Now they are editors on my Google document. All right, unavailable at this stage, but you know what I mean. So if let's try again quickly. Let's see if it will open. So once I've now added Ami to my list of collaborators, she should be able to work on it. So can you see here at the top? Ami, are you only in as a viewer or can you edit?
Ek kon geëdit het toe ek gespeel het daarmee, so ek glo so.
Okay, so now there it shows that Ami's already on my activity now. So there's 1 person busy on my slideshow. So Ami, see if you can work on it quick.
Kom ek sit gou-gou vir ons 'n teksbox. Ja.
So now I've opened this document on my side, but Ami has also opened the document on her side because I've shared it with her. She can now change anything she likes. So Ami, if you've done that, go to slide 4. She's part of my agenda, so she's going to add 2 more points to my agenda that she thinks we need to add to our meeting, for example. So now you can see, I'm able to see who's working on this document. So it has a green block and her name is coming there to whatever she's typing. So your whole group can work on one document at the same time. And that is why working on the cloud is so awesome. Thank you very much, Ami. Yes, inventory is always an issue, always an issue. Right, so this is, and then when I have my slideshow eventually, Ami will have a copy of it. I have a copy of it. And then whenever Ami wants to work on hers, it will change on my one as well. That's why we have our collaboration in the classroom as well, where we have our load everything on the Google Drive and everybody's able to work on it. So then the activities by the 9th of, or we finish by the 8th. So by the 9th of June, if possible, we'd like everything to be finished. The houses have to be built and we want to totally be finished with our whole course and everything that we have learned. So I don't know if there are any questions that anybody would like to ask for us.
Nee, geen handjiesie, geen vrae nie, so ons is reg.
Okay, well, I assume it's a good thing if nobody asks questions. I'm just going to be positive and go. And I'm very glad to see that you guys are communicating on the Google Classroom. I absolutely love it that you're sending messages and that we're able to communicate with you. I'm very glad about that. We'll assess the last of activity 2 today as well. But please, even if it's a little bit late, don't leave it. Hand in activity 2. If you would want to. Okay, Ms. Licky, I'll show you the groups quick as well. Remember, if I can find it, remember that we're going to add it to our, let me just see if I've got it here at the bottom. Not able to see it yet. Let me just open it up quickly. I've closed it now again. Oh, Ms. Licky, I'm going to show you the groups now. Now, I promise. I want to show you something else just quick while I remember. If you don't want to put in your own face on Google Slides, then you can add avatar about yourself. Now, this is something fun that your kids absolutely love. You can design yourself. Most of us use it when we use WhatsApp, but you can design your own little avatar person, dress up as how you want to dress, and you can copy the picture, and you can show your book. Yeah, there's a few interesting ones in between. Be careful when using it, because it is made for WhatsApp. You might find a few abbreviations that are not child appropriate. So just be careful when using that. Let me just open, sorry. It's because it's load shedding, it's going a little bit later, but you can see, you can change it to what I want to have to show my kids. I am doing a flip. And I'm going up for athletics. For example, if I have a quiz and I can, if I have the correct, I can up says yes, or I can put it up to say no. Oh, sorry, you didn't get it. Okay, let me just close a few things. Maybe that will help to make it better. Okay, so if you don't know how to use Bitmoji, type in your search engine bitmoji.com. It will take you to the site, you register, and you can design your own little avatar. So when you use it in your Google Slides, you don't want to put your face on, put your little avatar, and everybody will absolutely love it. Right, Ami, I think saw you put it on the group now. Thank you very, very much. You can just go and find the names on the group as well. If there's anybody not on the group that we might have missed, please let us know immediately so we can fix that for you. And then, guys, enjoy. Go and build a house together. You have got friends now to help you.